And welcome back to our Big Red Now preseason special. While Scott Frost's up-tempo offense has shown flashes so far in his 2 seasons at Nebraska, the defense definitely still trying to find its way. The Huskers 11th in the Big Ten in scoring defense last year and 12th the year before that. With the Davis twins now gone, question marks abound along the D-line. Ben Stille, the only one with real experience, starting 14 games in his career. Junior Damian Daniels, the only other one of these players who started a game. King Green redshirted last season and has a huge frame at 6'5", 320 pounds. Jordan Riley and Feldarius Payne, a couple of JUCO transfers, hoping to provide some depth. Meanwhile, the one Husker who coaches hope can make a giant step forward this season, Ty Robinson, the 4-star out of Arizona, appearing in 3 games last season while still keeping his red shirt. The 6'6" Robinson, now well over 300 pounds, providing the build the Black Shirts need along that defensive front.
It finally made me realize I wasn't in high school anymore, playing against these grown men. And I also realized that I can't really rely on my talent anymore. It was a lot more technique and knowing what's going on and what's going to happen. So it definitely helped me open my eyes up to see the bigger picture of what I needed to get better at.
Excited for him. He's hungry to come out and be able to play for us. So expecting a lot out of him, and he's expecting a lot out of himself. So he's getting better and better every single day.
With more on Robinson and the D-line as a whole, here's former Husker Black Shirt Adam Krueger.
And so when it comes to this year's Black Shirts, where are your biggest question marks with this team?
My biggest question marks have kind of been the same thing for going on a few years now, and it's, do we have the ability to get after the passer? Can we put pressure on the quarterback? And I love defensive coordinators that want to blitz. I know Chenander's an aggressive guy, but it's nice if you don't have to blitz all the time, because obviously it doesn't leave you as susceptible to big plays on the back end. Can guys like Caleb Tanner, can JoJo Doman, can some of those guys get after the quarterback a little bit? You look at Ben Stille. In a 3-4, sometimes it's harder for the D linemen to make plays, but they're still allowed to make plays too.
Chenander obviously mentioned that the Davis twins brought plenty of athleticism their last few years as well as experience, but there's also something pointed out where, honestly, they weren't recruited to play a 3-4 defense. They were originally recruited to play a 4-3, and the guys they're bringing in now, maybe a different body type as far as more length per se. I mean, kind of, in your opinion, looking at the 4-3 versus the 3-4, do you think that makes a difference as far as body types specifically along that defensive front?
It absolutely makes a difference. And he's very right when he says they were brought in to play a 4-3 scheme. And if you remember all the way back to Bob Diaco, they were supposed to penetrate, get upfield. That was really the biggest thing that they were supposed to do. And this 3-4 scheme is actually kind of a penetrating 3-4 scheme. They're not, and there's some space-eating elements to the defense. You got to take on some double teams because that's part of any 3-4 scheme. But it's not as much as most, but it's still more than they were originally asked to do when they came in as young fellas, back when they were freshmen and sophomores. So when you're trying to take on a double team, if you look at NFL rosters, or you look at other 3-4 teams across the country in college football, their defensive linemen, they do tend to be a little bit taller. Usually 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". They tend to be a little bit on that heavier side as well, so that they can take up that space. They can eat those double teams, and allows the linebackers to run around and make plays. So that is a fair point. Maybe a little bit different body type is a good way to put it, an accurate way to put it. The Davis twins had plenty of physicality, but maybe even more so. A little bit more of that will help with stopping the run up front as well, especially when you're playing Wisconsin and Iowa and Ohio State, who spreads you out to run it. So there's a lot of those elements and a lot of truth to what Chenander said. And they do have guys with more length, and they do have guys who fit the scheme a little bit better. And when you talk about going into year 3 of not having to learn something new, when you talk about the Davis twins, what did they have? 3 different head coaches, 4 different defensive D-line coaches. I can't even keep straight. D-line coaches, defensive coordinators. Every year they were learning something new. And that's really hard. So I've always likened learning a new playbook to learning a new foreign language. So if you go in and you take a year of Spanish, and then the next year, now I got to learn French. Then I got to learn Portuguese. I mean, that's really hard. How do you ever get really good at anything? So now these guys are going into year 3 of learning French, or whatever language you want to say they're learning. They're going to be so much better at it, so much more fluid. And for the new guys, they don't have to unlearn anything. This is all they've ever known. So sometimes when you write on the blackboard of your mind and then you have to erase it and then you have to start over, that can be tough too. So I think that they absolutely can be better. I can't wait to see if they are, but the possibility is definitely there.
And you mentioned specifically when it comes to Ty Robinson, he came in with a lot of hype, 4-star guy out of Arizona, picked Nebraska over USC, a big get up for the Huskers on the recruiting trail. He is going to be looked upon big time to lead that defensive line.
He's still a young guy. He's still a guy who has a lot to learn. He still is a freshman on that football field. So I expect him to do some good things, and I expect there to be a learning curve as well, because he has that potential. He has that ability. You can see that he's put in the work in the weight room. So that potential's there, but I think you're going to see his youth at times too, and I think that's the only fair way to look at it.
Up next in our Big Red Now preseason special, we take a look at the linebackers, where a familiar face returns to coach the outside backers. For now, time for another piece of Husker trivia.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever. Step up to GMC and get $6,000 purchase cash on most 2020 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Visit Edwards, Sid Dillon, or Woodhouse GMC today.
You don't have to live this way or be embarrassed. You need to start the conversation with yourself and your partner. ED is a medical issue that can have many causes, like heart disease, diabetes, or from medications. The experts at Limitless Male have 15 non-surgical options, including the newest pulse wave therapy. You might think, no one can help me. That's simply not true. Don't be afraid. Take the ED quiz and get a complimentary consult at limitlessmale.com.
If you're in the market for new windows, it can be hard to choose between vinyl and wood. Renewal by Andersen has an exclusive Fibrex product that offers the stability of wood with the low maintenance of vinyl.
I felt that it was worth the investment in my home, and I don't regret it at all.
Throughout October, save $200 on each window, plus get free installation with 12 months, no money down, no interest, and no payments.
Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Now, during Truck Month, current eligible competitive lessees can get this Silverado Double Cab for around $259 a month. See your Heartland Chevy dealers.
Families across Iowa are struggling. With this economy, with the pandemic, keeping our health care is crucial. But the Teresa Greenfield Nancy Pelosi health care plan could take away our employer-provided health insurance. The Greenfield Pelosi plan could also take away our access to the doctor of our choice. This is our family's health care at stake. We can't leave it in the hands of Nancy Pelosi and Teresa Greenfield.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
In a crisis, Iowans help each other. They don't put themselves first. Congressman David Young promised to protect Iowans with pre-existing conditions. But when Washington Republicans threatened to pull support for his campaign, Young changed his tune. He put party loyalty ahead of Iowans. I stood up to my party leaders and voted against billions in unaccountable spending, like $5 million for computers for members of Congress. I'm Cindy Axney, and I approve this message because I'll always put Iowa first.
If you have concerns about the air quality in your home, Grunwald can help. With a maintenance-free whole-home air purification system, you could reduce mold, bacteria, and viruses by up to 99%. Give us a call today. For heating, cooling, and plumbing, you gotta get Grunwald.
And welcome back to our Big Red Now preseason special. While some think the defensive line is the biggest question mark heading into the season for the Huskers, others think it's other part of the front seven, the linebackers. Mike Dawson returns as the new outside backers coach after coaching the D-line for Nebraska back in 2018. NU's projected starters are all upperclassmen: JoJo Doman, Colin Miller, Will Honus, and Caleb Tanner. All have plenty of experience, but it's the lack of depth behind them that has some Husker fans concerned. Sophomore Garrett Nelson, really the only other outside backer who's received significant playing time. Meanwhile, no inside backer besides Miller and Honus has seen several snaps during crunch time for the Big Red. One of those inside backers, though, making a name for himself so far in his short time in Nebraska is Luke Reimer. He recently went on scholarship. The Lincoln North Star alum played in 10 games last season, tallying 11 tackles. The former walk-on regarded as one of the fastest Huskers on the squad, something the Black Shirts could use plenty of in an extremely athletic Big Ten conference.
As far as athleticism, he's about as athletic as any guy we got in our team. He's got as good of a motor as anybody on our team's got. He's very similar to like a Luke McCaffrey type, with some guys are able to run 40 yards once really fast, and some guys are able to run 40 yards 50 straight times really fast. And that's the kind of motor he's got.
He's one of those guys that just loves the game, and when you know someone loves the game, you just can respect him a little more. Yeah, he always has his why he wants to step on the field and perfect his craft. But he just makes plays. He flies around to the ball, gives you maximum effort. Always wants to be in the film room, always asking questions. He's going to play good ball for us this year.
Meanwhile, Omaha Burke alum Nick Henrich practicing at both inside and outside linebacker this fall. Coming up on our Big Red Now preseason special, we head over to the secondary, where the Husker defensive backs have plenty of experience and plenty of confidence heading into year 3 with position coach Travis Fisher. Stay with us, everybody.
Protecting your home and family from winter, trust Iman. With 60 years of service and satisfied customers, call Iman today for your complete 21-point fall furnace check, including a new air filter. Iman knows how to do it right.
People like Cara Eastman, who want to defund the police, will make a tough job tougher than it already is.
Cara Eastman is willing to throw the women and men of the Omaha Police Department under the bus for her radical friends in New York.
Cara Eastman wants to take officers like me and take us off the front line and put us in the unemployment line. We need Don Bacon in Congress now more than ever.
I feel safer going to work knowing that we have Don Bacon in Congress.
I am Don Bacon, and I approve this message.
It's been hard lately on Nebraskans, and with Congressman Bacon working for the special interests, it's only getting harder. Because Bacon supports raising the Social Security retirement age.
I support adjusting the retirement age.
And Bacon's plan could cut Social Security benefits Nebraskans earned. He even bragged about voting hell yes to an age tax on health care. Congressman Bacon works for the special interests, not us. DCCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's January 4th, 2021. Socialist Cara Eastman is sworn into Congress. Her first vote makes Pelosi Speaker. Months later, Pelosi passes a $4 trillion tax hike by one vote. Eastman's. The market crashes. By May 3rd, your 401k is dropping like a rock. You wake up. There's still time to stop Cara Eastman from turning your nightmare into a dreadful reality. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Liberal Steve Gorman has spent the last 2 decades running for office and losing. Now Gorman's running again and making the same mistakes. Gorman is backed by radical liberals who want to take away our Second Amendment rights, support socialized medicine, give amnesty to illegal immigrants, and use our tax dollars to pay for abortions. Gorman even supported a plan making it easier for politicians to raise taxes and increase public debt. This November, reject Gorman's extreme agenda again.
John and I don't agree on everything, but we do agree Washington's broken.
Yeah, and it's time Washington started working for working people, not Wall Street.
And that's why I'll never take a dime of corporate PAC money. It's time both parties stopped pointing fingers and started working together to get things done.
Cheers to that one.
I'm Teresa Greenfield, and I approve this message because Washington needs less bickering and more reaching out to find common ground.
Yeah, and that's why I'm for you.
Protecting your home and family from winter, trust Iman. With 60 years of service and satisfied customers, call Iman today for your complete 21-point fall furnace check, including a new air filter. Iman knows how to do it right.
So what are your thoughts? You're mute. We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
You're on mute. You're muted.
You're on mute. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Your voice, your vote matters.
And the correct answer to that trivia question was A, Frank Solich, who rushed for 205 yards against Air Force back in 1965. Now let's move to the secondary. Although the Huskers lose multi-year starter Lamar Jackson, they do return some key pieces in Travis Fisher's room. DiCaprio Bootle bringing plenty of knowledge and confidence to those defensive backs. 24 straight starts. His 21 career pass breakups, just one shy of 10th place in Husker history. Manning down the other cornerback spot, likely going to be Cam Taylor-Britt. The Alabama native, already a junior, believe it or not, third nationally last year in forced fumbles while picking off 3 passes. Meanwhile, Markel Dismuke leading the secondary last season with 67 tackles. And to face the Huskers, will be happy to have back in the defensive backfield Deontay Williams, the senior suffering a season-ending injury in the 2019 opener. In his first year at NU back in 2018, Williams led the Big Red in interceptions, forced fumbles, and fumble recoveries. Now the safety is excited to return to the field for the Black Shirts.
I'm fired up. I'm ready to hit. I'm ready to fly around, show what I got, and I still have a lot to prove. Just to the defense and just to the coaches and to anything else if I want to go to the next level.
A soft-spoken grown man, not going to be moved off emotions. Love the kid, man. He's great in the room. He has the culture. He brings the younger guys along. He holds the older guys accountable. He holds himself accountable. It's a pleasure to coach him.
One big injury for Nebraska in the secondary. Braxton Clark likely out for the year with a shoulder injury. Well, special teams was anything but for Nebraska last year. The unit an absolute train wreck in 2019. The Huskers had 6 different players attempt at least 1 field goal a season ago, leading to the second to last field goal percentage in the league, while being ranked second to last in the league in kickoff return yards allowed. Enter Jonathan Rutledge, the new special teams analyst who had Auburn in the top 15 nationally in special teams the last 2 seasons. All new faces for Nebraska. Kicker Connor Culp started his freshman season at LSU back in 2017 before getting beat out. He'll be challenged by Iowa Western transfer Chase Contreras. Meanwhile, William Pristup punted for Michigan State a couple of years ago. He'll compete with Australian Daniel Cerny for the starting job. Well, as happy as you might think Husker fans are about having a football season, for some area businesses, it's a lifeline. 3 News Now's Cerise Cole explains.
For a store that sells absolutely everything Husker football, a potential season without football was scary.
We didn't know what to do because, we're relying on the season for profit.
It's the 1-2 punch workers here at Husker Hounds didn't see coming. Closing the store for 3 months because of a global pandemic, followed by the Big Ten canceling fall football. Sales slumped.
We were down 80%.
But now that the Huskers season is saved, shift manager Brett White's optimistic business will be too.
So this will be the newer version of this shirt?
Store traffic is up, thanks to diehard football fans like Cheryl Zeitz.
I'm so excited. Our whole family's very excited.
It's that excitement that's bringing the Husker faithful back into the stores.
So I want to buy myself a shirt.
And on the phones.
I'll give you a call when those come in, okay?
Phone sales and online orders are also increasing. And starting this week, the store's hours are expanding. Something new this year, the demand for home decor, since that's where most fans will be watching games this season.
people want to get stuff for their house. They want to get kitchen appliances. They want to get shower curtains, things like that, so they can kind of feel like they're at, the stadium.
Brett knows the best boost for business would be a winning season.
And I'm waiting for them to get back to win the championship.
But for now, he's just thankful the Big Red has them seeing more green.
Just like Husker football, Nebraska's going to be back. And just like Husker Hounds, we're here to stay.
In Omaha, Cerise Cole, 3 News Now.
Husker Hounds main store hours are now from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. through Friday. That's the 84th Street location. Weekend hours remain the same. Well, we're hitting the home stretch when we come back on our Big Red Now preseason special. A look at Nebraska's abbreviated 8-game regular season schedule and a record prediction from yours truly. Stick around.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Now, during Truck Month, current eligible competitive lessees can get this Silverado Double Cab for around $259 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Built in America. Right now, save $50 on the powerful BR350 backpack blower, or pick up the lightweight MS170 chainsaw for only $179.95. Real steel. Find yours.
I am proud of my service to small businesses.
Seriously? Teresa Greenfield literally signed notices to kick Iowa small businesses to the curb, to bring in a big chain store. And under Greenfield's leadership, another company she worked for crumbled, costing more Iowa jobs. Greenfield didn't care. She got another big executive job. Teresa Greenfield hurt Iowa workers and small businesses, but she took care of herself.
Plains Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Your family has a wide range of personalities. And so does ours. With Volkswagen's wide range of SUVs, you can all ride together. Or not. Click, call, or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 72 months on 2020 Tiguan models.
When it comes to coverage for pre-existing conditions, JONI ERNST is denying the truth.
The facts. ERNST helped write the bill that allows insurance companies to take away coverage for pre-existing conditions.
And voted 4 times to make that the law.
It's why drug and insurance industries gave her campaigns over $600,000.
Insurance companies win.
Families with pre-existing conditions lose.
Another example of JONI ERNST siding with special interests, not Iowa.
SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The Lexus NX with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, and Amazon Alexa compatibility. Standard. Experience the crossover in its most visionary form. Lexus Plus is car buying simplified. See Lexus of Omaha.
And welcome back to our Big Red Now preseason special. Time to look at Nebraska's schedule that's had numerous changes along the way, including a few eye-popping matchups to start out with. The party starts Saturday at 5th-ranked Ohio State, and you got drilled by the Buckeyes last season in Lincoln, but hung with OSU 2 years ago in Columbus. The Huskers then host Wisconsin on Halloween, who will likely be without starting quarterback Jack Cohn because of an injury. The Big Red then heads to Northwestern November 7th, then back-to-back home games against Penn State and Illinois. On Black Friday, it's the Huskers and Hawkeyes, then a road game December 5th at Purdue, followed by the home finale against Minnesota on December 12th. Bring your parkas for that one. Big Ten teams will also play December 19th against the similarly ranked team in their respective opposite division. Here's the World Herald's Evan Bland one final time with his season prediction.
I think it's a very tough schedule. I think Nebraska is a better team than it was last year, but I don't know that we're going to necessarily see that improvement reflected. You're probably talking about a range of 7 wins to 2 wins over that 8 games. I mean, there's a huge scope of possibilities that could play out for Nebraska, but ultimately I see this as a team that's still improving, that's not yet arrived under Scott Frost. I'm going to go with 4-4.
I'll go one better than Evan. I'll say 5-3 with wins at Northwestern, Purdue, and home wins against Illinois, Minnesota, and yes, Wisconsin. As for this Saturday's contest in Columbus, here's meteorologist Chris Swaim with your game day forecast.
Hey, Adam, here in Lincoln, temperatures are going to be pretty cool with us stuck in the 40s. In Columbus, where Nebraska is playing, temperatures close to 50 for warm-ups, 51 for kickoff, some early rain, but that starts to dry out. Mainly cloudy skies. Sun glare not going to be a problem. Temperatures back in the mid-50s to the fourth quarter, with winds out of the north-northeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Adam?
All right, thanks a lot, Chris, and thank you for watching our Big Red Now preseason special. Have a great night, enjoy the games, and go Big Red.